Oh, in a Brooklyn. Shimmy, 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 ah. Okay. So, whatever I did last time was correct. I just had to stop playing because of my controller being a dickhead. But, okay. So far all the buttons are still working on this. We'll see how it goes in combat, I guess, but at least I have an extra excuse for combat. Not that I remember what any of the fucking buttons are. There we go. Oh god, we got that motherfucker. Okay.
Really dead?
Okay, so we'll let all these guys have their fun. Let's just spamming the shit out of him. Can't still be alive. Where's he going? Go get him, Stormy. What's he doing? He's just staying over there. I don't think that's what he's meant to do. But he's staying there. Right, what do I need to do again? So I need to get that spindle thing. Oh, what's going on? They're never going to kill him because
I think I'm done.
even this guy's like, I'm fed up with this shit. Oh, I need to do grab, but I want to do it on that thing, not him. Oh, he's coming over here now. Oh, fuck it. Oh shit, oh shit. Okay. Okay, their shooting actually did do a little bit of damage.
I need a stim, BD.
Good on you, lad. Have it. Probably could. I reckon I could beat him. EZ. Okay. Oh yeah, that's what I need to do. Right, I need to get those fireballs over here. So I need to turn this on. Oh shit, I'm in trouble. What did I do? Okay, so then we throw those over there, throw it at that thing. Oh, sure, uncle. As long as I think the ram's done, that's the main thing, isn't it? Alright, let me get my thing out. That's cool to counter, baby. Okay, so he shoots. He scores. He shoots. He scores. I can hear a monster. He shoots. Ooh. I mean, it's like, oh no, it went in the water actually. No, that's bad. I did not score on that one. He shoots. Oh, he scores. Nice high one there. Keep him out of harm's way. Can I only have two over there or something? I mean, that should be enough, right? I just don't miss. Sweet. Man, I remember doing this last week. It took me so long to get it just because of how gammy my controller was being. I wonder if that got the troll. Hey, Mojo baby! How you doing, geez? Damn, good to see you, my man. Can I pull that? No. Is that thing dead now, or? I'm assuming it landed on the cave troll. If not, it's about to get rude. Shoots, he scores. Doing splendid, cheers, man. Oh, hello. I'm using my old Xbox 360 controller to like wired in to play this because my controller Bluetooth just won't sync up. I've got like a new Bluetooth receiver thing coming, but yeah, this is holding out alright. It used to drift a lot, so games like Skater it just made it pop all the time, so I had to get a new controller, but it seems alright for this. Alright, so that's some stuff. What am I doing? Do I have to go that way, or why is this here now?
Hey, BD. Think we're doing okay, BD? Good.
Yeah, man, that's it. Like, certain things like this, it's not, like, if I can leave my controller still, there's no drift happening. So that's fine. Like, I can do it. Oh, now you want to do it? What? Maybe a teeny bit, but not enough that it's annoying. If I was playing like a sports game, that might be a bit different. In fact, I think I remember it might have even been through like FIFA or some shit. I remember breaking the controller from FIFA and it just like the L1 button wouldn't work anymore. And like yeah, there was definitely a drift where I just held it to run.
Based on this imagery, I believe this object allows a force.
Man passed some driving tests last week and you got your right today. Fucking A, Mojo. Man about to go to the street, yeah. You just get to drive the shit though. Damn, the crashes rolling around my car park today. Man, you'll get used to it. I found the weirdest thing for me the first day I drove my car without anyone else in it, like after I passed, because I'd got my car before to like the incentive. Like it was so weird because it was so dead quiet. I was too scared to put the music on, and I was so used to chatting to like my instructor and shit. But
Me neither.
you get used to it and have music on maybe just a little bit, so you don't feel like you're completely alone, if you know what I mean. And then
It's like we know what we have to find.
Oh, and don't give a shit what other drivers are saying. Like if someone's like up your ass because they want to go too fast, fuck them. Let them roll. You know what I mean? Achievement unlocked. You unlocked everything is connected. Oh, should I have been listening to that? That's fine. What do I do? What do I do? Main objective. Where is it? Where is it? But Mojo, how you feeling about it, man? Like I passed. I don't think I took lessons or anything until I was about 25. It was just nice knowing I passed and drove everywhere after that. You know what I mean? Like, fuck. Fuck getting buses and shit. Although my car's fine for the ultra low emissions zone stuff that started happening a lot. But I don't know about yourself, man. I don't know if Manchester, like your ends, are actually like doing that shit or not. Trying to lock down a car before, but it fell through. So it got delayed about a week. But it's all sorted now. Fucking A. Booked a one-off lesson with my instructor tomorrow. Help to get used to car. Man, that's a good shout, man. What car did you get? Oh, and too longer to press now. I just like to spam. I don't want to wait. Increase distance the car can travel when doing that thing that I never do. Holding pull allows cow to pull and hold. Most enemies, large enemies, can be yanked towards cow. Let's go for that one. Learning is gurning? I don't know. If it was more powerful than the car I learned in, so I keep feeling like I'm going to shoot off. Oh, fair. What size engine and shit is it? Most of my cars, I don't think I've ever had one over. I've definitely never had it like one in the 2s, if you know what I mean. Is this where I'm going to go, right? I assume this is where I'm going to go. Like, am I done here? What happens? Where's that main objective thing? Do I have to go to here? What's happening? I genuinely have no idea where I'm going to be. It's a black 08 Mazda 3 hatch. Nice, fucking A. Hell yeah, man. Are you the type that will name it? 1.6, but you think your learner car was like 1.2, 1.4? Fair. I think mine's over 1.4 or 1.6. No, it might not be. No, it might be smaller than that, actually. It might just be because of like the new thing. It might even only be like a litre, but just because of how cars are nowadays, like. But my first car was shit. My first car, like whatever it was meant to be, like 1 point something. I think that was like a 1.4 or 1.6, but it was way slower than my car, which now I'm pretty sure has a smaller engine. But it was just much newer. I have no idea where I'm going to go. I'm assuming I've completed the game. I'm just going to head this way. I mean, the lift brought me up here. It seems logical.
Very good, Padawan.
Oh, there you go. Hey.
You've cleared the way.
What are you talking about?
I needed this tomb raised. And now that I have what I need,
Yeah.
you're of no use to me.
What does that mean?
Can you reverse what she's done? Thanks. Hope this new encryption keeps her out for good.
Oh, so we did well. Yeah. Old us cars got, yeah, well, there's Avengers. I'm guessing stay my car would only need like a litre or something. Yeah, probably, yeah. Oh, I'm not made that. Whee! Can I just pull that towards me? No. That's not something that I'm allowed to do, apparently. Oh, there's no way I'm making that. I need a bigger run-up. Jesus. Okay. Then turned on the key and the dash lights came on and I wanted to cry. Then I turned on the engine and they went off. Oh yeah, yeah, that's savage. Oh come on. Yeah, man, it's a whole new world. You'll soon get used to shit. But I mean, my car does this thing where it'll beep but it won't tell me why. Oh, this is ridiculous. Like, yeah, it'll just beep, and I'll be like, what? What? What's going on? Talk to me, you know? Be an adult about this car. Oh, this is how? What the fuck? Come on. I'm tempted to go back up here to do it. Just so I can definitely get a run. Oh, there we go, finally. Fucking hell. But I can do that, that's neat to know. Oh, that's... Oh! Infinitely good. Dickhead. That was one of my favourite things to do on this, for fucking sure.
A probe droid processing unit. What's it like hacking other droids anyway? Yeah, I feel weird about hacking people too. For a good cause though, right?
Oh, I upgraded him. Alright, oh, he's pretty happy about it. Either one can control damage Imperial probe droids. Fucking hell, alright. That's a mouthful. Man's gonna go travel. Oh yeah, nice, nice. Man's gonna be rolling all around the UK, gonna take man national. Yeah, no one's ever heard of it before. Slice probe droids after... Oh, I didn't see that, but I'm sure it's all fine. I'm just gonna keep my thing this way, I don't care. Badass anyway. Yeah, it's exactly the same cow. Come on. Come on, buddy. Yeah, man, that's like definitely one of the great... Oh. That's what's meant to do. That was like one of the things that's the best about learning to drive. It's just like
with the Mantis.
brand new experiences. You're just like, shit, man, I can go anywhere I want. I can go Norfolk.
They're not answering.
Which is actually well nice, to be fair.
We need to get back.
Oh, now it's giving me an objective. Where am I going, you fool? Back over there. Oh man, it's such a minefield.
Nobody around. Think it's some kind of trap. Seems like we've been walking into a lot of them lately. Wait, do you hear that?
No.
We're not doing too bad, huh?
Give me that shit. There we go. It's a little time to be fair off the beaten track. But soon everyone's going to have heard of Manchester. Manchester. Don't set caption on. I feel free of all of a sudden, except for the fact that I'm scared to even put the car into gear. Well, man, that's it. You'll get more and more used to it for sure. What's this? This ain't the madness. What am I doing? Why am I here? What's this a shortcut to? It's not a shortcut to anything but some sort of big old fight, right? I feel like I'm definitely going to have a showdown. So if I was watching, me part. Oh man, honestly, that's something that never really goes away. People like obviously watching you, and you're like, oh come on. But like, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's certain things you'll feel a lot more comfortable doing. But like, shit like parallel parking, I'm still like, oh god, I've got to do this, bollocks. I really don't want to do this. What was this a shortcut to? That was a terrible shortcut. Simply awful. I assume I meant to go down. Let's try and figure this out actually. So we go down, we go around there, go back up there, go all the way around there. Hopefully that leads there. Then we go down there, and then we go back up there. Fucking hell, this is ridiculous. This game takes forever to get anywhere. Shortcut? How the fuck is this a shortcut? Kept having to get out and see how miles off I was. Oh man, okay, so my car at the moment has parking sensors. You can buy some, I think, that you can just stick to the back of any old car. I would say get them, man. They're like... You can pretty much reverse without looking. You should look, obviously, in case there's a cat or some shit, but it's great. Like, it puts me at ease when I'm parking. It's because not even, it's because road for the push sometimes. Yeah, for sure, dude. Oh shit, I didn't see that little dude. Oh, wrong.
We'll win easy.
Oh, that one worked out real well. Oh, look at him, stuck behind the door. These games we play, old Stormsies. It has sensors, but he wasn't even reverse parking. That's why it was embarrassing, right? But I was just putting forward into his space. He even went too far and hit a bush. Hey, as long as it was only a bush. Yeah, you know. You don't want to damage your car on some like little shit. Okay, so if I go right, maybe I can get up to that thing quicker and get it. I don't really know. Is this where I'm meant to be? If I unlock that door... Is someone just trying to shoot me? Oh, the fuck up. Get over it. Oh, that didn't work. Huh. Thanks, so, buddy. Shame we can't put that on. That's cool. The bullship has been open for years. Oh, fucking these things. I fucking hate these things. Oh, I haven't saved in ages either. Oh man, they're so strong. Oh, this is not going well. Let's just try and see if I can run through this. No, no. Just let me through. Don't worry about me. I'm not worried about you. I was worried about them. Very much so, in fact. And then that should take me up there, and then that takes me... Am I... Oh, this is so long. This is so long. What are you doing? Overcharge?
Need a jolt here.
You done it? What'll that do? What have you done? What have you done? Where do I want to go? I want to get up. Oh. Joe slam right, I know, man. That was brutal. Am I going the right way now? So I take this up to walk around to there, to take that down, to go around to there, to go up, to get to the fucking shit. Right, let's meditate. Let's meditate. I need the light. There we go, lovely. Little quick Jedi power nap. Right, so where now? What's the one? What's the one? So now I need to turn around. And there's an elevator up here. I don't feel like I can get up there. Oh no. I think this fucks my plan. Unless I can walk... No. Oh, maybe up here? No, they're not allowed on these boxes. Oh, come on. I need to get there, though.
Thanks, BD.
Really have no idea if this is where I'm going to go. I just want to get back to the ship, man. I can't get to that. So how am I going to get back up? Am I going to go this way? This is so confusing and annoying, man.
Hey, an intruder!
Nah. Okay, that worked.
Not doing too bad, huh? BD? Doing alright, BD? Good to hear.
That is good to hear. Yeah, do you have any potential ideas where you're going first port of call? Like where you're like once you get comfortable and shit, where your first big road trip's gonna be? Huh. So forward, 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 forward. Cave of Despair. I'm never getting there. I'm going to be down there to get back up. That's the only way in. I really don't get this. I don't know how we're meant to get back down there. Oh, I'm going to go over... Oh, we can go down... Hold up. Wait, so if we get to that one, we can go down to there. But where am I? I'm here. Fuck it, let's just keep going. I think this is an unexplored area if I keep going straight. I'm tempted by Glasgow just being from other than that you don't know. There. I mean, Scotland is lovely. I'm sure there's many things about it. I can't climb on that. That's.
I've been keeping count of traitors whom I've eliminated. I tried to, but I lost count. Maybe we'll both get recognized for a job.
Oh, fucking hell. Ow. Dickhead. Right. So now I want to take that platform down. Can I go all the way around there? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I really have no idea what ways I'm meant to be going.
Do your magic, BD. Job done.
Oh, one of these neeks. Men's society does fuck no hells, yeah. Oh, am I too scared to go to petrol station a mile up the road? Well, where do you live? Is it like, is it busy and shit? Shoot me, bitch.
Your life is mine, Jedi.
Oh, he dodged it.
Yes, be afraid. Fear combat. Block while you can. Feeling the pressure.
Fuck off.
Land another. Traitor.
You're a traitor.
Right here, BD. Up here.
Oh, fucking hell.
You will not deny me. Come to your wounds.
Oh, fucking hell.
BD, I need help.
Fucking hell, that took me way too long. Whew.
Not feeling so great, BD. Nice
Yeah,
throw,
as soon as
BD.
I pull up from my car park straight onto one of the busiest main roads in the city, goes from city centre straight to South Main. Damn, dude. Yeah, that's brutal. But hey, you'll get used to it. Like, there's still places, like, when I last went to Bristol, I was like, man, like, these roads are fucking horrible. But then one of our buddies drove at one point, and it was like, they just knew it, you know. Like, no thing but a chicken wing. What's out here? Does this lead me back home? I have no idea. I have no idea. No, probably not. I need to go that way. Did I not want to come up here? I don't know where I'm going, man. Right, so if I carry on down, I can get to that lift? Not really sure, if I'm being completely honest. That's fun. Okay.
I'm glad you're here, BD.
But yeah, soon you'll just be cruising the streets of Manchester. It's just... Can I get down? What? Oh, there's a big old dickhead over there. Can I swim? Is that a thing? I don't want to be anywhere near. I don't know where I'm going. I want to be down or to the left. So I want to go to over there. Don't die. Alright, sweet. It'd be weird if a Jedi couldn't swim though, let's be honest. I reckon after that you've had your first rider instructor, I'll get the confidence, but at the moment you got none. Yeah, it'll come, man. Just like, I mean, to be fair, you can always like... I know it's not the, like, seems the classiest or whatever, but you can always, just get, like, those green P plates. I think I put green P plates on my car when I got it, just to be, so people, like, if they were being dicks, it's like, man, what do you think the P's here for, you know? Should be, yeah, for real. My thumbs up down south someday. Hells yeah, dude. You know it, boy. And let's maybe not speak about the French right now. Still hoping for a Morocco-Croatia final. That'd be sick. God, mate, honestly though, fucking Harry Kane. Just another reason not to like Harry Kane. I was like trying to give it this World Cup, because I mean, I've never really seen him be that good. I don't understand why people rate him. I know he's got lots of goals, but... penalties, I guess, but... No, not that day. I can't believe it. Like, if you'd got it on target and it was saved, or if you hit the post, that'd have been something. But the fact you just fucking skied it. Painful. Now, is that a shortcut to where I want to go, or is it going to be a dickhead and stuff? I think it's a shortcut to where I want to go. Alright. Surf's up. Oh, shit. Who's this?
I'll get you. I've had worse. Is that all you got?
Ah, motherfucker. I ran away from... Did you not?
Help me, BD.
Oh, shit. Ah, motherfucker. Reawaken? I'm guessing this is part of the story. People with such dicks am I dead obvious slow in a car? Oh, they can be, yeah. I decided to not get P-Police because I think I'll blend in better fair. Put P-Police on every gun, it's going to be dangerously overtaking me again. That is the other side of it. You want Morocco to win it all for sure, but yeah, gut England went out, but they played so hard and we gave it, yeah, fair. So they didn't go up before and not have to give it 100%, and that's where it was. That's true, that is very true. Just glad we didn't go out like Portugal, I've been fuming, but I didn't even watch that match. I missed Ronaldo crying, I was well upset.
BD? Gotta find a way out of here. Wherever here is.
What if we do this? Or this? Or that? The Tomb of Tutankhamun. I think that's what it said. Right? Oh, hello. I can do something with this. Or this. Or this. Yep. That's what I was hoping for.
Whoever locked me up took my lightsaber. Gotta get it back.
I don't know what I thought that would do. Can I pick one of these up? No, wrong button. There we go.
Something back there.
Let me throw out this electric. Okay. Something back here. Hey BD, check this out. That didn't do anything. Okay. Nope, wrong button again. Pretty strong door though, isn't it? That's good, that's all good. I want that. Nope, wrong button again. Man,
Is that a power cable?
Probably. Are you a power cable? Okay.
That did it.
I always prefer lumping its box over and over and never come down for anything. But I was waiting like an hour for them to change tactics for now. Damn, dude. Yeah, I can't believe both Spain and Portugal got
Here's cold.
just out.
Stale. Might be deep underground.
We're going deeper underground. There's too much trouble in this town. Put it over here, right? Oh, no. I'm not allowed to go that far. Into here. That's how we do. And I'm guessing we take this one out. So who wants that? Oh, this one goes way further. I can take this all over town. Can't quite get it into there though, apparently. There's a bungee cord. So we need all three plugged in or some shit?
It's got power now.
Oh. Even without DC, you think we did? Yeah, we played our hearts off. Like, Rice and Saka were fucking on it, man. If we beat them, then even the final would have been as hard as a match, I think. No, same, yeah. Yeah, I think we did incredibly well. I mean, France were a crazy good team. And, like, the previous winners, man. Something to do with this now, maybe?
My lightsaber's missing.
Okay, so that one's got power. That one doesn't particularly look like it has power to me. Have I got to plug one into that? Just trying to pull him into the bar. I thought it would be quite funny. Okay, let me try grabbing that one that's actually powered. Let's see if it lets us take it over here. No. I can't pull it. I mean, maybe if I just leave that one off? That doesn't make sense, does it? Maybe this one can fit there? If I can reach that one over here, maybe that's the thing. I reckon, yeah, if I can get this one to fit, which looks like I can, yeah, we're golden. Watch this.
I did something. The door opened up.
Which room had the rats in? That one. Oh, I'll go through this tight gap.
Let's see if I can find a
That's
way
so
out
hard
of here.
to see if we can try again. Then, yeah, man, that's it. I mean, I thought we did ridiculously well to contain Mbappe as well. Like, he wasn't really there most of the match, but when he was, he was fucking quick.
Feels like I'm being watched.
Probably. Who doesn't like watches? Ugh. Ugh, what are you guys? Ugh. That's gross. Is that where it came in from? Probably. It's got blood. What? Fuck are they, little crabs? Oh!
That's not good.
What the fuck is this about? They're just dropping various monsters down holes. That's gotta be against some sort of health code, man. Oh yeah, I can't check anything. I ain't got BD. Alright. Come back to this room? Back cross into the... Oh my god, yeah man, yeah, for sure. Just fucking happened. I forgot to unplug that one. I don't even know where that one goes.
BD?
BD,
BD1?
baby!
Is that you? I found you. Are you okay? Let's get you out of there.
You just walk over. This hole's more than big enough to fit him through. I was blind as fuck though too. Oh man, yeah, it was ridiculous. I've got to put it in there. Oh, are you shitting me? Can I even jump in there? Oh, okay. This seems incredibly a weird way of doing this. How do I slide down? How do I go up? How do I go up? This is how I swing, I'm pretty sure, but I don't need to swing. No. Maybe if I do it from up there. Shaman. And then I've got like slam dunk this shit, I'm guessing. Oh, that wasn't the right thing to do, but this is annoying. I've got to go back over here every time. There must be a better way. Maybe I can just grab it and throw it. Can't throw it. Oh man. I don't think that's a slam dunk at all, no. Motherfucker. I mean, I'm assuming I'm gonna get it up in there. But you can't sprint. As soon as I go on the wall, I can't see the thing anymore. I feel like I am meant to throw it in, but... Oh. Oh. Maybe I'm going to grab an animal as it falls and throw that at the thing. I'm going to try that. One monster, please. Bit big. I don't think that's gonna work. Is that the thing I'm gonna get? I assume it is, but I might be doing this completely and utterly wrong. Maybe there's something over here I can plug into. Come here. It's not gonna. No. Okay. Anything down here it can be skaboo-booed into? Can you use the force to make something into a platform or something? Yeah, maybe. Or maybe I'm going to get up there? Let's go for it. Oh, I think that might have been it, you know. Oh shit, now I need it back. Great, okay. That was it. I was doing it completely and utterly wrong the whole rest of the time. Good to know. Whoa!
Hey!
He's not even tied up.
Oh,
he could have easily jumped out
see
there.
you too. Let's get that restraining bolt off of you.
Ah, okay, fair enough. Okay, fair. Bop, bop.
Poor droids.
Mojo, have you heard? They're actually making they're actually doing a movie.
We're not doing too bad, huh?
Have it. Slice and dice, baby. And we're free. Free running. Alright, open this door, you bitch. BD1 actually stands for Bitch Droid 1. Little fact for you. Right, so now I've got you, nerd. What do you want to do? Do you want to do something to here? I thought you would. There you go. Do it.
Appreciate it, BD.
Now what? So all the power's on, or what? Do we do something here? Oh, hang on, I need that thing. Put this back over here. Bada bing, bada boom. Elevators going up. Fucking finally. Heard about that. I don't know anything about it. Hopefully it'll be great. We're watching
Heard that?
Yeah, man. I'm
Sounds like someone is home after all.
I'm hoping I don't find out any spoilers. I know like which actors are listed to be in it so far. Why does it sound like I'm about to go into some sort of death match for an audience?
Hey, I recognize this band.
Let's have a little meditate first. And I need to carry on my rewatch actually. Such a Felicia it, but we got distracted by other stuff. too many shows in existence, man. This is that throat singing band. Oh, hello. Oh, you alright, mate? What do I have to fight? What's going on?
Finally, here I
feel like this is a boss battle.
And who are you?
Who am I?
That's what I just asked.
Tormo, baby. I'm the boss of this
Alright.
operation.
I can see your guts, bro.
Greasy forearms to thank for bringing us together.
I will. As soon as we get out of here.
We have
Could they at least give me a lightsaber back? I know, right? Who hides behind holograms? Jesus. Who are you, Wizard of Oz?
Jedi! Let's see what he's got. Oh, somebody get baby his toy.
No, BD's my buddy. Shell. Oh, okay.
I'll give
Where
you
did
a
that come
show.
from? Oh shit, there's loads of them.
We celebrate those fallen challengers of the past and the great sacrifice they made to make us all rich. Look at those odds, Chad.
Run away. Oh. Found some shit. Ooh. Wow, leave it out, bro. Where's he gone?
You're messing with the odds. You get the hang of it quick.
Maybe you
I
should
have a
come
feeling
down
it's
and
not just
face
going to be
for
one
yourself.
round. Yeah, come face me, you little bitch.
I'm too busy counting my credits.
Can I have another meditation quickly, please?
Great. Talking too much.
Oh, I wanted to get on top of those. Oh, motherfuckers got spitters and shit. Oh, and earthworms.
Easy pickings. That was nothing. Just wait.
Oh, that's... Oh, fuck you. That's why all these things were trapped.
Now it's on.
Need an assist.
Plenty more where that came from.
We not have plenty more where that came from, please. Oh, fuck, there's a big old gorilla shit coming out. Thanks for the shout. Oh, God, there's a big... Oh, fuck that noise. Could you not just fight each other, you fuckers? Oh, they're tag teaming me and shit. Oh, God, there's no way I'm going to win this one. I got to beat both of them, that's bullshit. Did someone throw me a health potion or something? Or a gun? I'm pretty sure this is the right tactic, yeah?
He's near death.
See, I stopped running and I got hit. I'm dead.
Oh well, next.
Oh my god, do all of that again. Oh, this isn't gonna be fun. This isn't gonna be fun. This is gonna be horrible. This isn't gonna be good. Spider and an ogre thing. It's not gonna be good. Forgot about Toad Face. I never know when to parry with this shit. So you always do it wrong.
This is not your day.
No, it's fucking not. Oh, he came over here, he was all that confident.
Begin again. And now.
Fuck me. Can't even beat this prick. Wait, how'd he die?
Perhaps my crawlers will tickle your fancy.
I'm not coming down. Come up here if you want me, bitches.
He's fierce. How fierce.
Sweet. Found my way to. Hey, Blue! How you doing today, dude? That was too bad. I'll hydrate with some actual real water. Yeah. H2. Oh yes.
Get him some real action. Poor Jedi.
Yeah, right.
And ball. Oh, he's finished.
Let me at least get my health, you bitch.
BD, I need help.
This is such an unfair fight, man. Oh, come on.
Don't give up.
I'm trying not to, but you're not making it easy, you bastards. Oh. Nearly had the spider. Try again. The trick is I need to be better in the first rounds for sure. Because if I can keep the life, then I might be able to like focus on dickheads. The main dickheads with my life. Just give me that lightsaber. Some sort of rock star. Oh shit, forgot about you.
Win them all. Even I saw that coming.
Alright, just because I never see this guy's fucking things happen. Fucking hell. I always jump way too early. Hello. What are you still doing here?
BD, I need help.
That one was out before I even had a chance.
Watch out! Is this it for the Jedi?
Probably.
Look at the Jedi go! Let's get him something with some bite.
I don't want any more bite.
What a strike from the Jedi!
Oh fuck, and now he's straight in, okay.
Now it's off!
Oh fuck off, I'm being destroyed by a crab after all of this. Oh fuck, come on! The fucking crab got me! I couldn't get away from the cunt! Yeah. Huh. Oh fuck. Could you not? Could you not? I'm trying to get out of here. Yeah, I am nearly dead. Sorry, they can explode him. Yeah.
You got lucky, handsome.
Hey! Fuck, might as well take this one.
Nice job.
Now that's what I call a fight. Let's level this thing. Hit him with something really nasty.
Fucking hell. Fuck. Oh, come on.
Next.
It's finally happened. I don't know if it said it before, but over there. Change difficulty at any time in settings. No, they ain't gonna do me like that. They ain't gonna do me like that. My house! Plus, I've only got 20 more minutes to my break, so you know. I can die for 20 minutes. Although I really hope I don't. This isn't a fun one to keep losing. I do like my opening gambit of doing that. Knock those little bastards out. Then deal with Frog Face.
He's in the zone. Even I saw that coming.
Oh, fuck you.
Touch target.
Round two. Double blades.
This is not your day.
Help, BD.
This fucking rat. Oh wait, the other one hasn't come out straight away. Hang on, leave.
BD, I need help.
So is it maybe because I haven't killed another thing? Fuck. Oh, the spider's out. I'm going back to my thing of just running around for a bit and hoping that they hurt each other. Because they are causing pain to other smaller things. So maybe I'll get lucky and they're just swinging at each other. Or maybe there's some sort of like extra XP thing you get after a while from running a bit too long.
He's near death.
Wish I knew how. Oh shit.
I hope you've all made a killing on this.
Arseholes. God damn it. You slow to give yourself time to heal. The problem isn't I don't have time to heal. The problem is I can only heal 3 times. And I'm not too confident. Alright, let's get this over with. Oh, that one didn't work out as well.
Can't win them all.
Fucking can.
Look at those odds change. You think that's funny?
Stim, BD.
Fucking hell, man, they're just getting after me. Come on, I have enough force push. Still got me a bit.
Help me, BD.
Now it's
Couldn't
on.
see shit. I need to get like that dude alone, and then I can destroy him. Then the two little ones. Then the spider won't come out. No, it's just timed. Lock doesn't do shit against him, does it? All right. That's under dangerous.
This is not your day.
Man, this is tough. I'm sure any one of these is still a bit difficult to fight on their own, but together, this is fucking ridiculous. Photo mode. Oh, I might give that a shot. I mean, I haven't tried that yet. Oh no. The problem is as well, if I don't finish this one before the break, it means next time I play this game, I got to start with this. Yeah. Let's do this. Give me my goddamn microphone. Oh, hello, forgot about you. Always forget about him.
Oh, I'd like to see that again. Hit him
I
again.
couldn't see him. Oh, fucking hell.
This is gonna end one way or another.
Two of them down.
Poor Jedi. Oh, I'd like to see that again.
Alright. Oh shit, wrong button.
For the Jedi.
Oh no, come on, wrong button, wrong button.
BD, stim.
Oh fucking hell, come on.
Up here.
Run, bitch, run. Man, they just both get that attack on me and I'm fucked. Alright, there's one down.
So impressive, Jedi. It's fine. I've got more.
You've got more? Fuck off.
The best is yet
Fuck
to
off.
come.
Nah,
Believe you know our next challenge.
don't. I can't handle anymore.
Axiom Brood is coming for you.
Can't handle this.
Slippery.
Ah, motherfucker. I mean, how long?
Is that it for our hero?
Oh,
That's the end of that.
I forgot that doesn't. Oh man, come on. There's 4 rounds of that shit. That's ridiculous. Those 2 beasts were hard enough to do on their own. Oh my good god. How the fuck am I meant to do that without? God damn. Well, I managed to get to like the actual 2 beasts without losing my life last time, but this is insane. Oh, it's just starting me front. Oh, okay, thank fuck.
Jedi. Come back from this. Out of the way. Having trouble?
Oh, thank god it just starts me here, man. I was hoping for that, but...
I've had worse.
Oh, shit, okay.
Really think you can win?
Hit him again!
Thank god the game was nice to us. Oh, it's a dead bitch now, that's whoever it is. Jeez!
What do you mean, encounter?
I want to get out of the way of that.
It's a magic! There's no escape! I'll chase you across the galaxy if I have to!
Oh man, I'm so glad the game had a checkpoint there without like making you do it. That would have been so brutal.
Hey, Grease.
Well, that was a weird diversion.
You're famous down there.
Yeah, they're an ugly group, huh? They smell like used droid oil. At least they're okay.
Yeah, a complication we could have avoided. Luckily, we found you.
We have another complication. The Empire knows about the holocron.
That's not good. The entire mission is now at risk.
And I had a nice chat with the second sister.
Oh, that's good. It's nice to have a
Trilla.
nice chat.
What did she tell you?
She told me you betrayed her to the Empire.
Oh shit.
Is it true?
She'll say anything to jeopardize this mission.
Is it true?
You're not denying it there, girl.
She was my apprentice
Oh shit.
before the purge.
You should have told me.
We're getting an encrypted message from Kashyyyk.
Ooh. Chewie and Co. That's not Chewie.
Mari,
Cal, we found Tarful, and he is willing to meet you.
Fuck is Tarful?
That's not all. The Empire overran our position at the refinery.
Got it.
Saw retreated off-world. Some of us have joined the Wookiee fighters in the forests. Be careful.
Why don't you give me
You
that
too.
life story? We got enough on our plate. Old bug eye over here.
later. You have her lead.
Yeah, but she might betray you.
This is fine. Everything is gonna be fine.
It's gonna be fine, 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 fine. Sunshiny day. Oh, hello.
Oh, can we talk?
It's not a face you want to wake up to.
Can we talk? I don't know what's going on between you and her. I mean, I figure it's some kind of Jedi thing, but I don't think this is the right time for
It's
it.
not any of your business.
You're on this
I
shit,
think it's
bitch.
my business.
Yeah.
And we're all in this together, aren't we?
Yeah, we are grease. Keep it greasy.
Hey, Cal.
I wish he still had
I
hair.
made a
Did he? I
mistake.
wonder if he ever had hair, actually.
I almost got you
I
killed.
mean, I know he's got the side hair, but...
I'm sorry.
Ah, no worries.
I mean, we all make mistakes, right? Well, maybe not you.
Not me. No.
Hey, why don't you cut her some slack? I'm not saying do it for me, but you two are the best thing that ever happened in my life.
And we're both Jedi
Before you came
Empire
along,
traitors?
all I
don't
cared
know.
about
One
was
or
a
two.
tight hand on a stiff eater. That's a game term.
I know what it is.
I don't. Perfect.
Cal, life's not a game.
Some parts are. Like if you go on a game show.
Before you two, all I cared about was myself.
Sometimes playing games, you know.
Easy money. Now it's different.
Yeah, lots of cutscenes. Okay. New objective added to Hollow Map. Meet Tarful and Marion Kashyyyk. I still haven't got any seeds. Where the fuck do you get seeds from?
Cordova had supplies hidden all over Bogano. Could be worth a trip back to explore.
Yeah, we've already been to Kashyyyk. Jesus. Dathomir. Sepho. Let's go back to Kashyyyk.
En route to Kashyyyk.
Sick.
You know, even after all the action you two bring, I still get a thrill watching the games.
And
I
as
get
long as
thrill
you keep
watching
your
this.
habits in check.
Oh yeah, no, of course. I'm just a spectator. No gambling or nothing going on.
Really?
Yeah, we're talking pure entertainment.
He's gambling on
Nothing
us.
gets me going more than watching a couple slubs square off. Just slick moves and brute force.
Rah.
Captain, I am slightly troubled by your enthusiasm for something so barbaric.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it is true. Totally barbaric, but still kind of entertaining.
Finish
Get
off
over
a
here, kid. We're
fake
about
juice
to
bowl.
land.
You may hear some farty noises in the background, but I assure you, it's the bottle. Mine are much louder and prominent. Like a business leader. Alright, got in trouble. Feels like we're already grabbed him, I mean. Kashyyyk. Back to the grill again, the grill again. There's a blue thing down there. What's that about? Right, either way, I'm gonna go do a little meditate, and I think now's probably a good time to save it and have some dinner and stuff. Oh yeah, earn a point as well, didn't I? Okay. Now, should I spend it or save it? What we got? So I can do the overhead slash unlocks a powerful strike that is deadly against weaker enemy. Oh no, I've already got that. Using increase the distance that I can travel using dash strike. Waiting longer. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save it. Okay. And that is a good spot to pause it at. How do I get back out of this game? Nope. To desktop. Let's go. Hell yeah. Okay, so I'm going to take a little break now.